Hello, Commanders, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. We are continuing our journey out to Sagittarius A star. We'll wait for that logo to go away, but we're heading out over in this direction. We've made it pretty much to the halfway point from there to from the bubble out to here. So let's go ahead and get off the ground and up into where we're ready to go. That's a cool looking, almost looks like a dipper. Anyways, let us continue on. We're going to be able to go ahead and just jump straight into here as soon as our mass lock goes away. I apologize if those of you who watched the last video got any ads during the music. I was trying to use Spotify with some, copyright-free music from Stream Beats, but I forgot that I didn't have a premium subscription, and I couldn't really hear the music, so I didn't really notice it when it was happening. I noticed it in a later recording when I was doing my truck simulator videos, and I was like, oh, there's ads going on there. So if you had to experience those ads, I apologize for that. I am going back to using just regular free music files that I download off the internet. Anyways, for most of these videos, I don't really have anything to talk about specifically, but, as I record a day in advance, some things happened in the last couple of days, in one of the last videos, and I got a couple of comments from people who were a little bit unhappy with the title of one of the videos that I posted. Or at least one person was unhappy with the title. The other person was just an entitled jerk, and I'm going to address that. But it was that video a few episodes ago where we found a rather strange-looking plant that sort of had a sexual connotation to it. At least I thought it did. In my personal opinion, the way that it looked, it looked like it was. I don't want to say adult content specifically, but it certainly resembled it as far as I'm concerned. So, I put in the title. The devs snuck in some quote adult content. I made sure to put it. I'm pretty sure I put it in quotes. I don't remember at this point, but adult content is adult content, and that specific thing, at least to me, looked like a male part coming out of a female part, and that's what it looked like to me. So I put that in the title, and the first comment I got was from this dude who was like, "Can you put a timestamp in this? Because I'm not watching your whole video just to get to this one thing." And my immediate response to him was, nope. Feel free to move on. If you're not going to watch my video, if your intent is to hop into my video for 10 seconds, completely tank my average watch time, and then move on to something else, you can kiss my butt and move on. Because I'm not here for the drama. And I'm pretty sure that most of you who have listened to me and watched any of my videos thus far know that I'm a pretty chill guy. I'm not trying to get into any drama or any of that other stuff, but it's pretty offensive to go up to a content creator and say, "Hey, put this link in here for me that makes it easier for me to tank your video stats. Yeah, do that for me, please." So yeah, my immediate response was, no. Just move on to another video. If you can't have the respect for a content creator to actually sit and watch the video and help them out, then why should I put a link in there? I'm not doing that. So that was my first response. And then apparently another YouTuber, or I don't want to say YouTuber, another commenter apparently didn't like my response to him. Did I look at this one yet? They didn't like my response to him or something, I guess. I'm assuming that's what his comment was, because he left a comment saying, "What kind of comment is this?" So I'm assuming that meant that he was like, "That was really rude," or something along those lines. I'm assuming he thought I was just being super rude, and I'm like, well, to be perfectly honest with you, it's no more rude than somebody coming along and asking you to, provide them with a quick link to a 10-second part of a video that's 30 minutes so they can hop in and just tank your video stats. So I don't know. I try to be accommodating to people as much as I can be, but if you're just going to come in and, all you care about is your instant gratification, you're not gonna get much out of me. I'm sorry. I have better things to do. It bugs me when people do that. And then I had another person that left a comment saying that they were gonna report me because they thought the video title was clickbait, and I was like, I don't think so. The particular item that was in there was definitely sexually suggestive, in my opinion. So I'm not going to apologize for putting a title out there. I did end up changing it though, mostly because, and I changed it. I'm pretty sure I changed it before this guy had even said anything. I changed it because I noticed that the video is getting a lot of dislikes, and I'm like, well, I don't. It's not that I'm sorry for the video, because I'm not sorry for putting out a title that I thought, I thought the title was accurate. It's mostly just, how do I put this? It's more along the lines of just avoiding the drama. You know what I mean? If I change the title and make it so that those kind of people don't find the video in the first place, then I don't have to deal with their dislikes, and I don't have to deal with their negative comments, and hopefully they'll just go away. Most of the time, in most situations, if you just ignore people, they'll go away. And if you don't make it easy for them to make a comment, they'll go away. So that's kind of my thought process on it. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry in the slightest for putting out a title that, in my opinion, was, accurate to what was in the content, but whatever. You can't please everybody. People are going to get mad. There's nothing you can do about it. And, it didn't seem to balloon up any more than that, but it's just, I don't understand the entitlement of people today. Like, I'm pretty entitled compared to, previous generations. I'm technically a millennial. Like, I'm right there on the border between Gen X and millennial. I was born in 1983, so I'm kind of right there in that gray zone between the previous generation and the next one. And I grew up in the tech era, so and I also grew up in that period of time where we were being told you can be anything you want, and you can do anything you want, and it's all about you, and blah blah blah. So I definitely have a lot of that entitlement that comes from the generation that I grew up in. But then at the same time, I served in the Marine Corps for 11 years, and that kind of takes a lot of that out of you. So, it's just a lot of, I don't understand this thing that people have where they feel like because they want something, you have to bend over backwards to give them what they want. I don't owe you anything, sir. If you're not willing to, do me a solid by sitting through my video to get to the part that's interesting to help me and my channel out, then you can go take a hike. I don't give two craps about your opinion. You can don't let the doorknob hit you on the way out. That's my opinion. Those of you who actually, take the time to sit and watch my video and you enjoy my content and, you're here for the journey, either just because you enjoy the game and you want to sit and enjoy whatever game it is I'm playing, or, for whatever reason, you happen to like the way I talk or what the things I talk about or the way I present things, you're here for the right reasons, and those of you who are here for the right reasons will always get the utmost respect from me. You will get as much of my time as I can reasonably provide. I need to make that very clear, as I can reasonably provide. But, it's just these grifters that come along and think that, we as content creators somehow owe you something. Like, are you a channel member? Are you paying me? Are you giving me any money? I don't owe you a damn thing. And you can kiss my butt if you think I'm going to do anything that's going to make it easier for you to bypass helping me out. Come on. Nothing in this world is free, and if you think otherwise, you need a reality check, because even if you're just watching free videos on YouTube, somebody's getting something out of you for it. And if you don't know that, well, you need to wake up. At the very least, you're selling your information to YouTube with the things that you watch. You're given something. There's nothing for free. Me personally, I would much rather have a much more direct relationship with with the people who want to watch my content, because if you like my content, you can decide to support me directly, and we don't have to worry about middlemen like advertisers and things like that. Now, unfortunately, we do live in a society now where we've become accustomed to just not having to pay for things, not having to pay for content, not having to pay for entertainment and things like that. And I understand that, and that's why, I'm almost completely 100% sure that once I hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, I'm going to have to monetize the channel and put ads in it, because if I want to do this professionally, the only way that's going to happen is, through ads. And it's unfortunate. I would really rather not have to do it that way. I would much rather have people decide, hey, man, this guy does a good job and we like his content and we want to support him. But, the reality is that most people aren't going to sit there and spend even, $2 or $3 if that's what I had my prices set at. They're not going to sit there and pay $2 or $3 for one channel that they watch, a few minutes a day, even if they're following me every day. It's just, most people don't see that much value in this kind of content when they can pay, you know, $15 for a monthly subscription to Netflix and get thousands and thousands of videos. It's just the metrics don't work, and that's why the advertising model still kind of goes the way it goes, because, you know, that's still the most effective way of getting. I didn't see any biological features on any of those. It's still the most effective way of monetizing things, because advertisers will pay to have their ads out there, whether they get sales or not. I mean, I guess they still want to get sales, but you know what I mean. They're going to pay for ads, and it's not up to the video creators and the video hosts to worry about whether that company is getting sales. As long as people are buying ad space, they're making their money. So I personally think I hate advertisements. I go out of my way to avoid advertisements. I use browsers that remove advertisements as much as possible. And, you know, it's not lost on me that I'm basically doing something that is going to hurt me, you know, as a content creator. But at the same time, I really wish we could get to a place where we don't have to worry about ads anymore. I'm not a big fan. If I want something, I'll go look up what I want. And I can't think of anything that I've ever bought because an ad told me to buy it. And then I guess the other thing about that is, though, I mean, I don't know if I watched a video or I read something somewhere, and it's like advertisements aren't meant to to convince you to buy anything. It's to remind you to buy the things that you already buy. So, like, you see the advertisement for, I don't know, the razors that you use, and you're like, oh yeah, I need to buy some razors because I'm almost out. I get, like, that's the primary purpose of advertising, I guess. But even then, I'm like, I don't know. Ads don't really, I guess I have an anti-ad mentality, so I probably, wait, was there anything here that was, how many bodies were here? I don't remember. Let's just move on. I'm too busy talking and I'm not scanning. I'm the kind of person that I'm so anti-advertisement that ads turn me off to your product when I see them, especially when, like, one of the most irritating things that I'm going through right now is that I was forced to upgrade to the new Outlook for Windows. That was loud. I was forced to upgrade to the new Outlook for Windows, and it has ads. It has little emails, things that look like emails that show up as ads, and I intentionally go out of my way to delete those before I do anything else to make sure that I don't click on them, because, you know, screw you. I've had free email with no ads or anything like that ever since the internet really became a thing. Now you're gonna start shoving ads in my face? No. You guys are just being greedy now. This isn't because you guys need the money. You're just being greedy. You successfully provided free email services for over 2 decades or more. Now all of a sudden you want to shove ads in my face. That's like, come on, man. Come on. You can't fundamentally change these things that people have been, you know, using for so long. It's very just like, it shows your greed. I don't really care too much about money. I just want to make enough to survive, and I would prefer to make enough to survive doing something that I enjoy doing, such as playing video games. So, you know, I want to grow my channel into something that, you know, makes a decent amount of money, but do I want to be like a millionaire or something like that? Obviously, that would be nice. It's not really a goal of mine. My goal is to get to the point where I can make the kind of money that will allow me to travel around a little bit and work while I travel. And the only way that's going to happen is if I'm doing something like this. So, you know, it is what it is. There's nothing, I don't know. The premise of this, I know I've rambled around a little bit, but the premise of this video is just that, you know, these entitled people who get on here and think that, you know, you're going to bend over backwards for them. I don't know you. I don't owe you anything. If you're a channel member and you are supporting the channel, I'm still not gonna go way out of my way for things, because, you know, this is YouTube. This isn't, this is YouTube. This is not personal relationships, and I'm not, you know what I mean? You're supporting the channel because you like the content and you like what I'm putting out there, not because you're expecting to get special treatment. The perks that you get for your channel membership are like a bonus in addition to you just wanting to support the channel because you like the channel. I think too many people think they're owed something, and then they don't want to pay for it either. It's like, you're just gonna hop onto my channel. Are you even I don't even know if they were a subscriber or not. You're not. Are you even a subscriber? Are you contributing to my metrics in any way? Like, there's no free lunch out there, and anybody who thinks otherwise really needs to start paying a little bit more attention to the world. The only reason why you're getting anything that looks like a free lunch is because something's getting something from you that you don't know about. End of story. Even if you're on the dole for the government or something like that, and you're not really actively having to pay anything, somebody's getting something. They're getting a vote. They're getting something. They're getting something for what they're giving you. So I don't know. People just need to pay a little bit more attention to that, because it just I don't get it. I don't get how people. It's the entitlement. I know it's the entitlement of the world today. We all grew up. We've grown up in this era of excessive, plentiful bounty and everything, and everybody thinks that it's going to last forever, and that nobody has to do anything to maintain it. And so this is what's going to happen when you do that. Everybody feels like they just deserve things by default. They'll find out real quick when, you know, the structures that we have built fall down because nothing lasts forever, and then all of a sudden, now everybody has to kind of figure out their own stuff. Oh, how are you going to eat? How are you going to do this stuff? I don't know. Better figure it out. The government's not there to help you anymore. Or, you know, the government turns authoritarian or something, and now they're rationing what you can have, and you have no more freedoms because instead of, you know, making sure that you were paying attention to that stuff, you were locked away in your own little world and you weren't paying attention. You didn't do anything to make sure it didn't happen, and that's most of us, myself included. But I'm at least self-aware enough to know that, you know, it could be coming. Regardless, and either any of the political parties out there could push that agenda. Either one. They both want control over you. They just have different ways of convincing you to follow them. It's the only difference between them. It's the only difference between them. Politics in general is just a bunch of BS, and I wish we could get to the point where, you know, where we as people would put limits on all politicians, regardless of your party, so that they can't get the kind of control that they have. When I joined the Marine Corps, I signed documentation that placed limits on my rights. I did not have a full right to free speech. If I said certain things, I could get in trouble. I wasn't allowed to go and participate in certain things because those things were not consistent with the military ethos, you know. And public office should be the same way. There should be severe limitations. Like, public office should be a sacrifice that you make because you want what's best for the country. You give up a lot of your rights in order to be in a position where you have control you have a little bit of control over the destiny of the country, and you're having to make sacrifices. You should come out of public office at the very least no better off than when you went in. Preferably, you should be worse off, because if there's a cost associated with that, people won't get into it just because they think they're going to get something out of it. And that's the unfortunate part about public service today, is that most people, they get into it because they know there's money. They know they're going to get lots and lots of money out of it if they can game the system the right way. And you know why that is? It's our fault. It's because we don't force our government to place limits upon itself, and they're free to just do whatever the hell they want. And that's sad. It's sad. But we have nobody to blame but ourselves. We have nobody to blame. Oh, there's a couple of biological ones. Let's target that. A couple of biological ones over there. Okay, so we'll definitely go over there. We'll land, grab some biology studies. Thank you to those of you who have put up with my rambling for this long. I make my videos. My audience is primarily you guys, the ones who are willing to, you know, hang out for 30 minutes and just watch a video. I don't understand. I do. I understand this, you know, 30-second video generation. I get the instant gratification and the constant aggressive stimulation. I get it. I do. I really do. But at the same time, I miss the days where people just did Let's Plays, and they did good Let's Plays. They made it so that, you know, it was interesting to watch, and they talked in a way that made you feel like you were included, and, you know, all that stuff. All that stuff.
System scan complete.
All right, so we got that done. So let's go. Where's the one that we targeted? That's not too far away. Let's go ahead and head over to that. And of course, it's behind us, so we'll flip around. I'm going to go ahead and head over here, and then we'll land and do this particular area. Get our scan done, land, and find out what's on the planet. So I'll be back in just a second. All right, we are approaching the planet here, passing by some cool stuff. Getting slowed down a little bit by that body we just passed by, but I wanted to give you guys wanted you guys to be able to see the solar system or the little planetary system as we're passing through it, because we can see the planets pretty well. But oops, I wasn't paying attention. Oh well, we'll swing back around and grab it. Oh, there's the trash. They honk as they drive by here in Rosarito. I guess I need to slow down a little bit more. All right, here we go. Okay, are we? Not quite there yet. So let's get a little closer, get within range, pop down our probes, and go see what life forms are on this planet. Almost there. Okay, slow down. Turn off our Super Cruise Assist so I don't forget to do that. Oops, and then actually have our mouse on the screen here so we can do that. Oh, it's just 2 probes. So there's one there, one there. And then we will, we'll go ahead and start approaching the planet, and I'll just pop back into it once it's done. I don't want to, like, we could be making progress here.
Surface scanned by 50%.
All right, what do we got? Bacterium and Fonticula. Okay, well, we're definitely going to do the Fonticula. So now we got to find a good spot to land. I guess we'll find out as we get closer to the planet. Guessing... It's hard to tell because I'm not getting the flat spots yet. Let's just wait and see. Doesn't seem like there's going to be a lot of flat spots available, but maybe like right here.
Orbital flight engaged.
So we'll get close, and then I'll pull up out of the red. Okay. So kind of like right there. Start speeding up a little bit. Hopefully this is relatively flat. I appreciate the comment from those of you who have been providing suggestions on various ships that I could be using. I will keep that in mind for the future, but we're way too far into this adventure now for me to go back and change it out, so this is the ship we're using. I mean, this is my favorite exploration ship, don't get me wrong. I complain about the landing and all that stuff, but this is the most attractive ship to me for exploration purposes. I think it's a cool looking ship. The only ship that I like better is the cockpit of like the Orca or the Beluga, but those aren't really great exploration vessels. Even ignoring the fact that they're large vessels. All right, let's get down on the ground here. It's just their jump range. I would think that the Beluga would have a much higher jump range than it does. It should at least rival the Anaconda. It really, really should. Because it's a transportation thing, and you get these missions that are supposed to be for deep space exploration, but then it has a crappy jump range. Why? Why would you have a crappy jump range for something like that? But whatever. They made the decisions that they made, and they're not going to change them. They wanted it. They basically made the Beluga especially just for bulk transport. They expect you to stay in the bubble, I guess. I don't know. But I think like the Orca is actually not a bad exploration platform, because it does get a pretty decent jump range. It gets fairly comparable to what we have here, but they made it a large sized footprint for it, and it's like, well, I mean, I guess it's large, but you know, not really, not that large, is it? I don't know. I haven't really looked at the measurements, so maybe I'm just talking out of my butt right now, but I'm just saying. Maybe they should have redesigned the Orca to be a little bit more of a medium ship to be comparable with something like this. Because I like the cockpit of the Beluga and the Orca. I'm not a really big fan of the Dolphin. The Dolphin kind of sucks. But those two passenger ships could be really good exploration ships if they were just had a couple of little minor modifications. Modify the Orca to where it's a little bit smaller and could land in better places than what we can land here, and also just have access to medium-sized landing pads, because, you know, especially when you get out into this deep space areas, a lot of times if you find a space station, they're going to only have medium spots. So being unable to use your Orca because it's considered a large vessel really sucks. Really limits what you can do with it. The Beluga, absolutely, it should be a large. It's a massive ship, but the Orca, it kind of straddles the line, and I'd be fine if they just, you know, adjusted the model and adjusted the weights and did some things just to make it fit in at the top end of that medium size thing. But anyways, as I've said in multiple episodes, they're not going to change anything at this point. They've already pretty much established how things are going to go. Sometimes you have to do some extreme maneuvering to slow down fast enough. All right, let's do that. We'll grab this, and I think we're going to go ahead and be done for the day. So hopefully you guys had lots of fun. Be sure to click that like button so the YouTube algorithm knows that you did. I know that this was more of a rant video than talking about, you know, Elite Dangerous in general, but sometimes you just need to get things off your chest, and, you know, people come along and do things that are just really inappropriate, and they bug me, so I'll vent about it to you guys, because, you know, at least some of you will understand. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that now so that when the next video comes out, you will know, because it will show up in your video feed. And speaking of that, I do have channel memberships available. You will get early access to my videos by becoming a channel member. So be sure to click that join button so the list of perks will show up for you, and you can make a decision as to whether you want to support this channel. Support is much more appreciated than just clicking on and watching for 10 seconds, tanking my stats, and running away. So food for thought. Anyways, I hope you guys had lots of fun in this episode. Be sure to come back for the next one, and I'll see you then.